Hello, and a very warm welcome, adventurers, to episode 3 of TPK, the show so named so that if I do accidentally kill all of my players, I can simply call it branding. Yes, warm welcome to the Players' Keep. Speaking of those delirious players, let us introduce them to you now. We have Pete Austin, Dewey Gray, Ben Fenner, and Kendall Boardman. I will be your humble dungeon master, Jack Fletcher. This is episode 3, guys. Episodes 1 and 2 are out now, so go and check those out. Have a wonderful time, and then come back to us. We'll be waiting here for you. But let us not keep the players waiting. Let us not keep you waiting. It is time to enter the Players' Keep. Last time, we saw the adventurers Antonia and Willow make their way over to the Stew Pot Tavern in the Loggers district of the city of Dolomus, accompanied by 2 individuals that they had just picked up. One, Edwin, a bald male human, and Cricket, the grung. They sat down in the Stew Pot Tavern and ate some bowls of, not surprisingly, stew. A delicious stew, rich, meaty, and with a depth of flavour that you have not been used to for quite some time. And whilst you discussed your options, you discovered that the person in your company known as Edwin was in fact Sigismund Olafsson, also known as Golden Tongue, a bard wanted for murder and wanton violence in the next town over, the next city, Tilly Creek.
It weren't me.
They beseeched you your help, for Cricket and Sigismund both pleaded with you and tried to persuade you that they were not guilty of the crimes with which they have been accused of. There were some moral quandaries for the 2 of you as to whether you should help these suspected murderers. But whilst this was happening, outside approached the Iron Guard with Inquisitor Helis in tow. Just before they entered the Stew Pot Tavern, you rented a room, and Sigismund and Cricket went to the washroom to wash off the stench of sewage that had clung to primarily Cricket. Whilst you were washing yourselves, Antonia and Willow clocked that an Iron Inquisitor was entering the tavern and ran to warn Siggy and Cricket of this imposing danger. You then went downstairs and saw that the Inquisitor was talking to Trayfon Deckett, the Iatorian barkeep, this raccoon folk that was looking after the Stew Pot Tavern when you entered. They then came over and asked you a couple of questions, primarily if you knew anything about the criminal known as Cricket the Grung. You just managed to lie and persuade your way through that interaction, though they were suspicious of you at first. But with a modicum of well-placed half-truths, you managed to go pretty much undetected. Willow then ran upstairs to warn Sigismund that they were going to be questioning him and then searching the place. And with some quick thinking on Willow's part, you cast invisibility upon Cricket, allowing them to move about unseen. Inquisitor Helis, then came up to the washroom to conduct some inquisition with you. And then following this, everybody was asked to meet downstairs at the ground floor whilst they overturned the rest of the tavern. Whilst they did this, Cricket, invisible and stowed away in Willow and Antonia's room, clung to the ceiling to try and stay out of their way. And it was almost a perfect plan, but unfortunately through a failed endurance check and then a failed strength saving throw, You were unable to keep your grip upon the ceiling, and you fell to the ground. And though you are extremely stealthy, Inquisitor Helis was very perceptive. They caught wind of this sound and motioned to try and capture whoever was in this room. Thankfully, you yourself, Cricket, are an extremely stealthy individual. And even though Inspector Helis rolled a natural 20 for a total of 26 on their perception check, you rolling a natural 20 for a total of 30 stealth, you just managed to hop onto the windowsill as they swung back behind you to try and identify if anyone was in the room. But you seemingly went under their radar, and thus you managed, for this day, to escape the scrutinous eye of the Iron Inquisitors. You gathered your things out of your rooms and rejoined each other back down on the ground floor of the Stew Pot Tavern, where you were going to discuss what your next plan was going to be. And that is where we will pick up from. Oh, we excited?
Oh, the wiggles.
She's got the wiggles.
You touch Cricket again?
Incredible.
Forgive me.
Explains everything.
With that being said, adventurers, what would you like to do?
Panic.
That's quite all right.
Quadruple advantage over here.
I know.
Okay. That went all right.
All right.
Yeah, we got through it.
Can I come out?
No, you can't.
It's overeating.
If you want to come out, we need to go upstairs.
Can we not stash him under the table, or...
I'm already onto something.
I'm not a table.
Forgive me, I'm already onto someone.
What's the plan?
As far as I see it, we have 3 things to do. I'm going to keep my voice low.
Yes, I will assume that you are whispering.
We are.
What's the plan?
I would not put it past you, Willow.
We are still the own, because the orc's gone back
The
upstairs.
orc's gone back upstairs,
Articon,
yes.
So it's just us and...
Trayfon,
Thank you very much.
you're very welcome.
Yeah. And I'm going to revert to Edwin's accent, as a matter of fact. We have 3 things to do. 1, we need to rescue Cricket's friend. He may have some information that we can use in order to clear Cricket's name and perhaps even allow him freedom to roam the city. 2nd, I personally may be a little selfish, but I would like to see the crime scene.
Well, we can't absolve a murder until we know who the murderer is, so crime scene, I think, is high on the priorities.
I think we do a little bit of our own investigating. And 3rd, we get the fuck out of this city.
So what I'm hearing is we break into a rich person's house.
Dead rich person.
They probably still have family. And we break someone out of prison.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
That's like only 2 things.
Cricket.
Yeah.
History check, please.
History. I remember this from my youth. No, I don't. Oh, maybe I do. 15.
15's not bad. Your companion did not tell you of any other people within Lady Dufana's abode.
Yeah. He did all of the prep, though.
He did do all of the prep, but he was not one, as far as you were aware, to withhold information from you. And so you have the sense that were they with the knowledge that there were more people within Lady Olegiana's abode, that is something very pertinent to the job that you were conducting there,
Yeah.
that would be something that he would share.
Sure. Okay. I'm pretty sure she did live by herself, so there'll be guards around looking at what's going on. But I mean, they have to go to sleep at some point, right? I reckon if we wait till nighttime, we might be able to.
Can you just take me through the story again, please? So you were going there to steal things.
Me and my partner knew that she was rich, wanted to sneak in and see if we could take a couple of bits. If she's got that much money, she won't miss a little bit. That's what we thought. We weren't looking to put ourselves on any bounty posters or anything.
Fair.
The perfect crime means that you're not even a suspect in my book, so yeah, we weren't aiming to get caught.
Okay. And when you infiltrated the place and you were robbing her blind, the guards just happened to turn up?
No, so we snuck in there, ready to go and steal. Snuck up, saw the body, squeaky bone time. Turn around, back down the stairs, try to head straight back out the front door, and that's when we got apprehended.
I see.
So you got in there.
She was already dead. Whoever had done it had already gone.
Sorry. This low southern drawl is coming from between the legs of Willow.
That's so true. So true.
Yeah, we're all just talking to
We're all just
You began that sentence with this low southern drawl, but were gesturing below the table, and I was like, I'm gonna let him speak, but I want to know where this is going.
Sorry.
Brilliant.
You're quite alright. You're quite alright. No, that's very true though, actually.
Yeah, maybe we should go somewhere else.
What's that?
That's the skirt moving from my breath, right? Forgive me, Ben. Did you think it was something else?
No.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
And you didn't see anyone else?
No, the first people we saw apart from her body was the guards coming in.
And they were like,
How realistic do you want this role play? Should we all imagine this? Are we all happy?
I think-
No, I want you to continue with this. I think it's gorgeous.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember what you just said.
the guards came in and they thought you killed her.
Well, yeah, the guards came in and they thought that they'd seen a murderer, and they'd actually just seen a thief.
Okay.
They came in, they saw us, they
Did
added
you tell them
two.
that?
What was that?
Did you tell them that?
Yeah, but
They say we were just
Deaf
stealing.
ears.
We were
Yeah,
just
okay.
stealing things.
I
yeah.
don't know. Sometimes honesty is the best policy.
Sure.
The whole thing moved pretty quick, to be fair. As soon as they saw the body and saw us, we didn't really have much of a choice. You see,
Okay.
we were
Okay. So I think.
grabbed up, shoved straight in the cell.
I mean, I don't know much about crime scenes, but is there a chance they're going to clean it up?
They will clean it up at some point, so probably sooner the better.
How long ago was this? How
been a
long have
number
you
of
been in
days.
prison?
Been a number of days. Yeah, I couldn't tell you how long I was in the cell for. So
So there's
half
there's
a
a,
week.
there's a chance they may have already cleaned the site. But if there's anything there that can, prove his innocence, then perhaps we ought to have a look ourselves.
I'm not asking any of you to come with me. I'm just telling you where I'm going.
Oh, we're coming.
You sure?
Of course.
Okay. Well, I think nighttime's probably better than daytime.
Okay.
Okay.
Agreed.
All right. So,
It would help if I didn't have to keep disguising myself.
Yeah.
okay. So,
But I mean, I'm small, so if we need someone to sneak in, I'll go. All I need is support, really.
Yeah.
well, maybe we could rest till this evening and head out tonight. Oh my gosh, night outing.
Yay.
You love the nighttime.
Yeah, I do. It
She
might-
thrives in the nighttime. You'll see she's a completely different person. Her face goes from like this to like this.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
true. I love it. The
A
night time.
significant difference.
It doesn't look much. Like if you were to draw the pictures of it, it would look not much. But honestly,
Uh-huh.
It's all in the eyes.
Well,
Thanks, Willow.
what would one expect anything less from a follower of the moon god?
Yep.
Moon. Yep, god of the moon.
Cool. Yep.
What is
Say
your
it.
god's name?
First syllable. Ha.
Forgive me all.
Follower of hat.
Havaran. Havaran. Hey,
There we are. Havaran.
Averin.
Okay.
Okay.
So what? Okay. So we get there,
Mm-hmm.
and we're just looking for things that might help.
Just
prove that
anything
you're innocent.
that'll take me and my partner out of the limelight.
You know, a way in where we're not.
I know the way we got in, but
caught.
we may need a different.
So you would know that
Would know.
Lady Dufana Olagiana's house lies within the inner district.
Okay.
This is the most well-to-do district in the city. The second would be the Guild district. You would know that they are not walled off districts, but they are gated districts, and thus there is a modicum of security around these districts that you had to pass by of an evening.
Okay.
And then further security around Lady Olagiana's house.
What? I don't think I would know anything about her. No.
You would not.
No.
These two have been in the city for a little bit.
Okay.
But if you would like to, you can go out and try and find out information. There are many people in the city that you could talk to if you wanted to get more information about Lady Olagiana.
I was gonna say, who was this woman? Why would someone want to kill her?
Well, she's got power, so anyone who wants power probably sees her as an obstacle. But to be honest with you, my partner did a lot of the work. All I knew is we were going in, we were going to steal as much as we could, and we were going to leave again.
I will say, specifically, Cricket, you do remember that she was the Lady of Dolomus. She was the ruling power of this city. You would all know that the region of Belladrin is resided over by a king and queen, but each individual city has either a lord or lady, sometimes more than one, that is the acting power within said city.
Okay.
Lady Dufana Olagiana was this particular individual in the city of Dolomus. She was the Lady of Dolomus.
Okay. And you're absolutely sure that you can trust your friend?
My partner?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's one of the only people in the world I do trust.
Interesting. May I make my way over to the bar?
Yes.
And to Trayfon.
Trayfon?
Trayfon. thank
Yes.
you. Evening. Have a mug of ale, please.
Certainly. They go on over. They get a mug of ale, and they hand it over to you. And the price for that is, well, that would be 6 copper.
I hand him a gold because I don't have anything else.
That's fine. He can give you change.
Cool. So we'll deal with that in a minute.
It'll be 9 silver, 4 copper.
Gotcha.
Change.
Right. So that's a pork copper. Deal with that in a minute. So I'm gonna just sort of like lean on the bar with my mug, be like, "That was a bit crazy, wasn't it?"
Well, yes, I don't usually have the Iron Inquisitors coming through my establishment, but they are looking for this individual, and they need to do what they need to do. It's always best to just keep your head down and not get in their way. Certainly when the Iron Inquisitors are involved.
Yeah. So, are you okay, by the way?
Oh, I'm all right, my friend, but
It's just I know that some of my friends were a little rattled by the whole
it's
situation. So
I don't have the quietest life in this particular area of the city. It's not the most hard done to district, but things can get a bit lively here, and so now and again we have scuffles and all sorts in this bar. So I'm used to it.
Fair. So, I mean, they were saying that murderer guy, he killed the lady. I'm not from around here, so...
No, that's all right. As far as I'm aware, he murdered Lady Olagiana.
She a big deal, or...?
Well, she was the Lady of Dolomus.
Oh, as in the lady?
She was the lady. We only have one acting lady in this particular city.
Like the Lord's lady. Right, yeah, wow. Why? Why do you think he would do that?
Oh, I can't even begin to say why someone would kill another person. So it's not in my wheelhouse at all.
There's no gossip or anything? Any rumors?
I mean...
discussions, even?
She was a powerful lady. That's for sure. She owned the Olagiana Woodworking Guild, and that partners with she owns a woodworking company as well, a logging company.
I see.
And they sort of work together, and she's been making money off of that particular business for a very long time now. But I mean, also she was the Lady of Dolomus. It's a title that comes with a significant amount of power, and so if someone wanted to take her out, I don't know. Maybe they. I don't know, my friend. I wish I could help you, but unfortunately, I'm not the violent type. I like to live a happy and peaceful life. So
of course. I'm just curious.
no, absolutely.
Like I say, I'm not from around here.
No, of course. But yes, I mean, she had a whole business empire within this city, and
She's well respected. People like her.
I mean, she wasn't everybody's friend. Who is? But I mean, she has a lot of business. There's a lot of jobs in the loggers district because of her. Many of the loggers nowadays work under her purview, and they go off to the Eternity Forest, and they get the lumber from there and cart it on back, and it's been going on for I don't know how long now.
Powerful lady like that, she could make a lot of enemies, huh?
I assume so, good sir, but
Thank you for your time.
you're very welcome.
And I'm wander back with my mug. Yeah, not a whole lot of information about the lady. She was powerful, well respected. I'm gonna relay all that information.
You relay all that information.
Yeah.
You mentioned the mining company.
The Woodworking Guild?
The
Logging.
company.
Make me a history check.
I was just about to say, did
Yeah.
we see something on the board to do with a company needing something? But that was the mining company.
Yes, so you saw a job that was to do with the Vanal Mining
Company,
Company,
but this is the logging
which is
company.
different to the Olagiana Logging
But
Company.
it was something. It was like a job.
It was a job listed by the Vanal Mining Company, but the only information was to be delivered if you went and saw
that's
the
fine.
owner of the Vanal
I'm just
Mining.
thinking whether. So Willow will be like, well, I know it's a mining, not a logging company, but maybe they're having the same issues.
Yeah,
Maybe
well-
what's happening to the logging company might eventually happen to the mining company. Maybe someone's trying to take over.
That's true. We might find an ally over there.
Yeah.
Tell you what, my friend, you picked the wrong lady's house to break into.
Yes, I did, but I didn't know that until I'd already broken in.
With all of the information that Sigismund has just given you as well, Willow,
Yes.
I would like you to make me a history check, please.
Go on, man.
I'm
Tempted to give me elven accuracy advantage.
You could just roll 5 dice.
I'm going to set this DC as fairly difficult, but I will give you advantage on this roll.
It was so ponderously done.
It's just a 9.
A 9. Continue.
As you were. As you were. Nothing to add.
It's a very difficult DC.
And judging by what the bartender said and by what you have described the inner district to be like, did we all know that? about the inner district that it's all dead fancy?
The walls.
Well, that's just
That's Cricket's knowledge. Whether they revealed that to the rest of you is up to you.
Okay.
So yeah, where we are now, it's all right. But the closer into the city you get, the closer to the center you get through the districts, that it gets a bit more secure. There's gates and there's walls and there's guards posted. But
so breaking into her house is going to be extremely difficult, is what you're saying.
well, what I was actually saying was getting to the district is going to be pretty difficult. Breaking into her house is going to be very difficult.
Okay.
Maybe for the average person.
Where is the guild district? Is that near the inner district?
It's near the inner you wouldn't know this. Sigismund, you would know it is near the inner district. They are the two sort of like inner districts of this particular city. Okay. You've got the Vernal... sorry. No, I might have that wrong. Districts... you've got the... you've got the Vernal district to the northwest. Loggers district that you're in, which is the western district. You've got East Travelers district all the way over on the other side of the city. South Travelers district to the south and east, which is where you lot came into the city from. You've got the Low Roads district, which is below the Loggers district. You've got the Herders district to the north and east. And you've got the Guild district and the inner district. They are central to the city. The Guild district on the western side and the inner district to the northeast.
Right. Is the Loggers district so called because it's got a lot to do with the lumber?
Yes.
So, well, the place we're in at the minute is called the Loggers district. It might make sense to have a little look around, see if we can find any clues around here.
But is the Guild district near the inner district? Like,
pretty close.
Because that's where Danielle is staying.
Oh, so you think we've got a way to get all the way to the Guild?
So we could get to the Guild district if we play it off like we need to get something from her. We need to just check if that something's.
That's fine. That could get our way into it.
Get us close.
So we have an in to the Guild.
I don't know if it's gonna work, but that's the only thing I can think of. You might have a plan. I don't.
Not really. My plan was run fast and stay hidden, but if we've got a way to get to the Guild. The Guild is adjacent to the inner?
Partially.
Sorry, let me...
The Guild district is central west of the city. The inner district is central east and north a little bit. So you would have to travel through the Guild district to reach the inner district.
Okay.
Sorry, do you guys know how far away exactly her house is?
You would know it's at least an hour's trek from here.
It's about an hour on foot.
Damn, this is a big city.
Taking into account going through all the gates and the walls and everything.
Quite big to traverse.
What time is it?
These are... Dolomis is small in comparison to some.
Oh, fuck.
What time is it right now?
At this point in time, you've spent a couple of hours in the city now. It's getting on about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, drawing on early evening.
So I may have a way that we could scout the house out without us leaving this place.
Oh.
How?
Well, I don't know, just a couple of tricks, but I can send something out to look for us whilst we stay here, and we can see what we're working with before we go.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Yeah. You are full of tricks. Interesting.
But yeah.
Have you got any tricks?
Oh! She's got tricks.
Oh, yeah?
You'll see them later.
Okay. I have tricks too.
Right.
I can do things. I can do things.
Do something.
Okay. And I will. What will I do? I'm gonna just mage hand quickly under the table and send it under Willow's skirt and slap you in the face.
Party in there.
Well, that's close. You nearly missed me and hit something else.
Pretty crowded underneath Willow's skirt.
Get out! This is my zone. Get out! Ah.
And then I'll just be like, shh, with the mage hand. All right, keep it down. Sorry. Told you I could do that.
But yeah, do you want to go upstairs?
Oh, yeah. The only other thing I might say is this is the Loggins district we're in now, so we may get a little bit of info if we speak to the right person.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are, though.
I feel like I'd be intrigued to know who would be taken over from her if they had
That's a very good
anything
question.
to do with it. Suspect number 1.
Is there some kind of marketplace or anything around here? Somewhere like shops?
There are a couple of markets,
Yeah.
mainly in South Travellers and East Travellers districts, as that is where an influx of new people come on in. And so there are a couple of market squares. The business dwindles from day to day. Some days are more popular than others, and then also it depends on the season and what sort of things people are selling. But you can usually find a couple of stalls there, dependent.
Okay, because basically what I'm thinking is we maybe go out into the big wide world, ask around a little bit about Lady
Olegiana.
Olegiana. Olive oil.
Hate that.
Ask around about Lady Olegiana, just kind of get a bit more info about her, regroup, and then we see if we can scout the place.
Okay.
Okay.
Matt, can I do a counter support /
By all means.
if we scout out first and find something, when we go and find information, we can also maybe leak some whispers to try and maybe start circulating, clearing
Very interesting.
a friend's name if needs be.
Most appreciated.
You know, if we found like a saber-toothed claw, or a minotaur tusk, or a dragon scale, or stop dragons.
These are very specific you got over here.
Oh, use a mage hand.
Look, thank you.
Very specific.
No problem.
I did.
I like this plan. Yes. Perhaps maybe we go somewhere. Maybe we should go upstairs instead of doing this down here.
Okay.
Yes, it's very warm in here.
Yeah. So Cricket can breathe. All of this said in whispered, hushed tones.
That's okay.
Yeah, yeah. And all of it through the
Through the skirt.
through the pleats of the skirt.
So you are heading back up to your rooms.
I think so. Yes.
Okay, you head on up.
Are you guys happy with it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you heading to your room or Willow's?
We've got a different plan.
Let's go your room.
But why?
Okay.
Sorry, why are we going up to your room? Our room.
Actually, maybe it's best if we go to my room because I need to grab my stuff. I thought we were going to leave, but
Oh, I just thought we were going straight away. Yes, if you need to grab your stuff.
yeah. Let's go up to my room. We can talk more.
Okay.
Yes. Make our way upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we did before.
I'm like walking behind her, like
Acrobatics check, please.
You know what she's going to ask for.
the help action.
It's not a help action to help her walk. We'll see what
I'm making sure
happens.
she doesn't fall down.
Yeah.
That's cocked,
That is cocked.
which is good because it's
That is
about to
cocked.
land on a 1.
Oh, good save.
But it was only a 2, so that's a 6.
Oh,
I would like you to make me a dexterity saving throw. For this, you have advantage because Tony is ready and willing to catch you.
Help and support. Help and support.
That was dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You get maybe 2-3 steps up before there is something that catches on your skirt and you immediately stumble forward and then stumble back. And Tony, very ungracefully, one hand on the small of your back, one hand on your backside, sort of just shoves you back into a walking position. But thankfully, she manages to steady you.
Okay.
For the love of Harvard.
You head on up back to Sigismund's room.
I've just been lashed around.
Yeah, very much so. You head on up to Sigismund's room, and with the door closed and locked, you are now in the safety of your own space. Cricket, you may emerge if you would like.
Beg your pardon.
It's not that it's not nice in there, it's just very warm. Very warm. Ooh.
I'm gonna also
breeze
drop. I'm gonna drop this guy's stuff.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over to the window, have a look what's going on outside, see if the guards are still milling
Perception
around.
check.
I will also go
See
to the
what's
window, but I'll
going
wait.
on.
Oh yes, the last I saw, they'd gone into the building on our left.
Yes. That was on the opposite side of the street, though. Sigismund's
Oh, his
room
room's on. Yeah, I'm with you.
opens out onto a different
Same
street.
street. Yeah. Good.
It's just always so bad, isn't it? That's a 10.
10. You can see a couple of people. There's a halfling and a dwarf that are walking along, and Arakokra is going in the opposite direction. You can see that there is a group of Iron Guard searching a house. So the streets have people on them.
Nice.
May I, next whilst Tony's having a look, just be like, and get my mage hand to go and grab my stuff from the street where I left it?
Yes. There are... there's a modicum more people on the street. So you're going to have to try and do this quietly and subtly. Because you are basically just levitating a bundle of items.
I'm a bard.
And you're probably going to have to
Subtle
be,
as my
seeing as you're
way.
doing this with Mage Hand, you're probably going to have to do this item at a time. Bearing in mind, a Mage Hand can only lift 5 pounds.
Okay, scrap that. Can I leave them in my room, whiz downstairs to the street, pick up my stuff?
That you can do. That you can do.
In which
I
case-
would like you to go.
Yeah, I would like to have not dropped.
That's okay. That's okay. I
see
will
it.
allow you that little addendum, seeing as you know your spells and you know
I like the word addendum.
their capacity.
Yeah.
What I would like you to do, however, is make a stealth check because you are still going and picking up a random bundle in the middle of the street and then walking back around. Yeah, exactly.
Where have you been for 20 seconds?
May I guide myself?
This one you can do because you can any action that you perform that you can predict that you might need guidance for,
Yes.
you can do.
Yeah.
It's when there are like, if you're recalling knowledge, that's knowledge you already have, so it's impossible to guide yourself. And if someone has already done something in the moment, then it's going to be much less, I'm not going to say never, but it's going to be much less likely that you will be able to pray for guidance at that point in time.
Gotcha.
But for this one, absolutely, go for guidance.
Okie dokie. Guiding spirits. Ancestors guide me. Ooh, I'm not sure I needed it. But I will take that 22.
22.
Beautiful.
As you have done before, you send up that prayer almost, or that plea that the knowledge of your ancestors will flood through you.
Hold on.
And you... Sorry, go on.
I'm just saying, just a bit of flavour. I'm going to hold on to my wolf's tooth necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Just be like, ancestors guide me.
Lovely. And there is a coolness that washes over your skin, but not one that is foreboding. It is the one that reminds you of home. It is the same light chill that you experience in the middle of Amberfall in Esheim.
Beautiful.
You feel guided by your ancestors, and thus you can walk out and roll me that stealth check, sorry. What was it?
It was a 22.
It was a 22. I beg your pardon, yes. And successfully, you managed to very subtly play off that you are merely picking up a nondescript bundle of items, and the majority of people do not even pay you another mind. And before long, you are back within your abode in the Stew Pot Tavern.
Hello.
Your items return to you. What would you like to do?
Did you check you got everything in there?
Yes, 1 second. I'm just chewing my loot real
It's all
quick.
good. It's all good.
Ding, ding,
Okay,
ding,
one
ding,
moment, I'm
ding,
not
ding, 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 ding.
There we go.
That was
Nice.
great.
So how are you doing this? You said you could look at something that's really
Do you want me
far
to do
away.
it now?
I just want to know what you got in you.
That might be best.
All right.
yes.
Okay. All right.
Oh, you're not gonna tell me. You're just gonna do it. That's all right.
Yeah. May as well. Yeah. No.
Go for it.
Okay. All right. And she'll kind of like close her eyes and come into this very like serene state, and then she's going to open her eyes, and her eyes are going to be like lit, like completely like
I raised my loot.
not to be too on the nose, but like starlight from her eyes.
Yeah.
And then you're just going to watch her. She kind of like focuses in on the power and kind of channels the light, and you're going to see it kind of drift from her eyes and kind of sparkle down her arm to this hand. And then once it's in her hand, she's just going to rotate like this, and all the energy is going to create like almost like a star in front of you. And then when she's got it there, she's just going to tap the back of her hand, and you watch as it splits into this like almost like a constellation, and it's going to kind of create like the outline of what could be a bird, and then the bird kind of starts to pulse as if it's gaining a heartbeat, and it breathes in like that, and as it does that, it kind of develops feathers, and becomes a little hawk in front of you, and it flies up and lands on her arm.
DM's inspiration.
Oh,
What an incredible bit of flavour.
That was fucking
done,
beautiful.
man.
Fantastic.
Why don't you get that from my mage hand? Come on.
Your time will come, my friend.
It's a little. There's a little.
What if I gave her thigh a little squeak?
Oh, there. Oh, love that. Great.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
It was
And it'll just rest on her finger. And she'll be like, this is
What's his name?
Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Siggy still stood with his loot raised, like does not trust this bullshit.
It's alright. And anyway,
It's fine, man.
I can send this out. I've got a couple of hours with it, so it can go and do our scouting for us.
Is it
Lower the loot.
is it real or is it?
Yeah, look, I'll go and I'll tell it to fly over, and it will fly over to Cricket, and it'll like land on your shoulder.
Oh.
Please don't hit it; it's very fragile.
Oh.
Well done.
Hi, Kevin.
Hello, Kevin.
You want to
No.
Be free.
Oh god, and it'll fly around, and then it'll notice Toni, and it will like scupper up onto Toni, almost like you'll see it kind of nestle on
Stop,
Toni a little bit.
Kevin.
But yeah, I can.
You and
send
Kevin go way back, eh?
So far back. Love him.
But yeah, I can send Kev out to go have a look.
Yeah. Well, that's a great idea.
Let it be done.
Okay. And then I'll be like, okay, right. You need to go to
Go on.
a
You can
house.
do it.
Has it got any like features, like anything that's like noticeable about
Oh,
it?
she didn't have any features left when I saw her.
The house, however, has features.
House, however, does have features.
Lady Dufana Alagiana's
Lady Dufana
home is walled off
Walled off
from the
from
rest
the rest.
of the inner district.
What do you got?
There is a small garden there as well, and thus, if you find a large house walled off from the rest of the district and you point out the direction that they need to fly, you will be able to find it.
Oh, so. Oh, from which side it comes back.
All right, Kevin. I'll be watching through you, and then I'll send him out, and then I'll just ask for
I got you.
Tony's hand, and then
Yeah.
I'm going to send my consciousness into...
Wonderful.
And I'll just say, I can't hear you, so I'll just keep you updated, and just, yeah, that's that.
Fantastic. And with a off into the sky.
We'll see you later, Kevin.
Stealthily.
Kevin flies off into the sky. You close your eyes and you project your consciousness into that of Kevin's. And when you next open your eyes, you are no longer in the Stew Pot Tavern, but the wind is whipping about your feathers as you soar high above the rooftops of the city of Dolomis.
So, like, as she opens her eyes will be glowing again with that familiar
Yes.
light.
You can see
Yeah.
that the majority of her eyes has gone dark, and there are flecks of starlight, like constellations, within her eyes, and her eyes seem to go on forever. There is a depth to them that was never there before, and it is beautiful and just ever so slightly eerie.
Yeah, Siggy's nervously plucking at his lute as he sees this, just like playing a tuneless melody, just like regarding Willow with a newfound fear.
Cricket's just gormlessly standing face to face, trying to count the stars in the eyes.
I love that.
This is amazing.
This is terrifying.
You fly high above the rooftops of Dolomis. A flock of pigeons just fly out of your path to avoid this vicious bird of prey, but you completely ignore them, focused on only one thing, and that is the city below. You look about the streets, and there is this anthill-like maze of streets with tiny people scurrying about this warren of stone. And you can pick out some buildings that are larger than others. Some you recognize to be temple-like in their construction. No temple is necessarily the same from city to city, but you can see that there are some buildings with a distinct, significant architecture to them that stands out. Hello.
Is there anything that feels familiar in those temples?
Make me a perception check. You can identify that some buildings look like temples, but you might not be able to discern what temples there would be.
Cool, let's That's fine. Sorry. Has advantage on perception checks. Cool. They rely on sight.
Yeah.
Look at that. Beautiful.
I'll take that natural 20.
Yeah.
Hey!
Oh, you will.
Yes.
So that'll be a 24 for Kevin.
24
Natural 20.
Kevin.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Willow hasn't even got a natural 20 yet.
And you are looking for...
Kevin's first roll. Woo!
Well done, Kevin!
Kevin.
Kevin
Get that tattooed on him.
Oh, Kev.
There are many buildings that you don't recognize. There is one that you feel like you might know of. And it's purely through a description given from Antonia. You have been traveling with Antonia for a cycle and a half. And in this time, you have asked her about her beliefs and her god. You know her god to be the god Havarin, one of the 4 moon gods known as the Moon Watchers. All 4 Moon Watchers are siblings and children of the Moon King, Dera, who is one of the...
Carry on.
who is one of the creator gods. This particular temple looks to be designed in the style of one of Havarin's siblings. This particular individual is known as Nelagwir.
Nelaguna.
How do you spell that?
Nelagguir. Nelagwir is the goddess of peace and tranquility, but change and flow as well.
That's what that temple is.
Yes.
Cool. I'll mutter through my mouth, just be like, oh, the temple for Nelagwir.
Nelagwir.
Nice.
And then I'll let Kevin carry on flying.
You carry on flying, and before long, with a natural 20 on perception for 24, you look down and you can see the inner district. It is ever so slightly easier to spot. The rest of the districts mesh in together. There is some semblance of differentiation between the actual buildings themselves, but there is no particular segregation. However, the guild and inner districts themselves are segregated from all of the districts around them, even the inner from the guild district, by not necessarily walls as high as the balustrades around the city, but from what looks to be gates of some description that and fencing, wrought iron fencing, that keep these places somewhat separated from the rest of the riffraff that might live in the perimeter districts of the city. And as you swoop on down, you can see this land that has been described to you, a walled-off garden and home, the establishment, the abode of Lady Defana Olagiana.
Cool. So I told Kevin to go around and just fly and have a look around.
Yes.
So I guess because I can't make him do anything.
No,
too far
that's
away.
fine. He flies
He'll
around
just
and
fly
has a
around
look.
and just have a look at the perimeters.
Make me another perception check as you are actively looking at a specific site in another district.
Oh.
Oh, the same roll. That'll be a 10.
A 10. There are guards posted in the grounds, outside the walls. They are making perimeter checks. There are a fair frequency of guards, but other than that, you can't discern any other details.
Okay. Bummer. I guess he'll just continue his instructions, so he's going to fly around.
He flies around and then returns to you.
Yeah.
And it takes, to be fair, as the Kevin flies, it will not take him that long. What's the speed of the hawk again, sorry? Is it 40, 50 feet, something like that?
60 feet.
60 feet. Fantastic. So it would take Kevin roughly 40 minutes to get there and back, so less than an hour.
All right.
What is the average
wow.
speed of an unladen starlight hawk?
All right. He can. I'll just say he couldn't catch much, but there were guards.
There were guards on the inside and outside to this particular site.
So there's both. Oh no, she won't say that. Yeah, she can say that. He hasn't seen much, but there are guards both on the inside and the outside. I'll come back to consciousness actually. But I couldn't get much of the house. But we are going to have to deal with guards both inside and outside the walls.
It's alright.
How did you get in last time?
How did we get in last time? We waited till the dead of night, made sure there was as few people around as possible,
Okay.
and then we climbed up on the wall, climbed over the wall, past the guards, in through a top window.
That might be difficult for people like us.
No, I'm pretty good at climbing.
Yeah.
I enjoy climbing.
I mean, I'm all right.
flexes
I'm
the
just
muscle.
not a
Head
sticky frog, like not grung, but
It's alright, yeah.
okay.
You call me Grung. A Grung can call another Grung a frog, but...
Okay, grung.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm not a grung.
That's alright, you can we'll just call me Cricket then.
No, I'm just saying I can't climb on walls and stuff.
All right, okay. Well, I mean, to get to the house, we shouldn't have to scale any walls. To the best of my knowledge, you're allowed through the gates. It's just me that's going to have to remain unseen.
Okay.
And then...
Well, we can make that happen.
I
Do you
have
think we'll
rope.
be let in through the gates with the guards there?
I think I'm sure you can come up with a reason. You're off to see your friend. What was your friend called?
I mean, her house, no?
Then you've only got one district to get through. That might be all right.
And then we get into the house when we can.
Sure.
Might...
So much confidence in this.
I can always try to fool them in some way. You know, allow us passage through if I pretend to be somebody else.
I suppose if I can get in the same window, I could just come down and open the door for y'all as well.
You said there's guards inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And outside the gates of the house.
Although I
Okay.
suppose if someone has been murdered there recently, they're not just going to let anybody in.
Maybe we all need to find a way to get through that window.
I have an idea.
I
Do you have an
can
idea?
We'd be like a cleaning service?
make people invisible as well.
Alright.
So that's an option.
That is an option.
Hmm.
I could find a way to get up and in quite easily.
Mm-hmm.
Can you get up?
I could walk in the front door if I disguise myself as Inquisitor Helis.
Hey, that's not a bad option.
As long as nobody touches me, I'm good to go.
I doubt he's someone that a guard would just tap on the back. No. It's quite important.
Don't touch me. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
How does
That
say
was-
it?
I got a
Yeah.
bit shook there. That was
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
really real.
So, I suppose that would grant me access potentially, but not the rest of you. But
I'll make my way in.
I can get in quite easy.
Invisible.
And invisible.
Perfect.
also, I
Or-
am pretty good at climbing as well. So either way is fine.
Well, maybe we just head there and we get a lay of the land.
Yeah.
Because Kevin done fucked up.
Kevin did a
You
great
know it
job.
well.
Well, he's done better. I've not got him out in a while.
Yeah.
Kevin
Not
sort-
stretch his wings a bit.
Not stretch those wings in a while.
Kevin sort of freaks me out, so I'm going
Why?
to blame Kevin.
Is it the bird? It can be other things.
I don't. Please don't take this the wrong way. Unless holy magic is involved in some way, I don't really trust magic that is not spoken word or sung. It's dangerous.
All right. That's
Impractical.
okay. Well, maybe I'll prove you wrong.
Maybe you will.
I will.
You will.
Of course I will.
Yeah. She's fine.
I
What's
hope
the clock
to.
doing?
What's the clock doing? As in, what time is it?
Yes.
What is the clock doing?
There is no clock in this room, so it is doing nothing.
Oh, yeah.
You look
Somebody's
out.
just drawn it on a wall.
You look out of the window.
Yes.
Give me a survival check.
I'm great at them, eh? You're survival.
It's a 3 plus 2.
Early evening.
Early evening.
Vague.
Vague, yeah.
Early evening.
I feel like the more we plan, the more we're gonna get ourselves tied in knots. Every time we think of something, we end up poking holes in it, which
I
is
say-
a great plan
We go there, we try and get in the same window you got in.
if we can.
We climb over the walls, and we sneak around.
Sounds great.
Sounds
We try and find
really
the crime scene.
foolproof in every way.
Oh, we've thought this through.
It will
So
be
much.
absolutely fine.
Yep. I believe that 1000%.
It's exciting.
Emergency action plan.
If everything goes to shit, I will disguise myself as Lieutenant Helis and tell any guards that discover us that we are an investigation team and we're just, cleaning up the crime scene.
Okay.
Great.
Do we want to gather some more info, or should we just go and look?
It's early evening at this point. I don't know if there will be anyone out there to interrogate.
Never said interrogate, but
I think
just go.
we go.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
Sure.
All right.
We can go.
Is it dark yet?
It's not dark yet.
So we can just chill for a bit. I could do with, getting that back.
Yeah.
Get a nap.
I'll just chill for a bit.
How long was the long rest again?
1 hour.
Has it been an hour?
Short rest. Long rest. Yeah.
Not currently. When did you last cast Disguise Self?
Just before I came downstairs from the washroom.
We've been
because
40
it had
minutes
been
waiting on
nearly an hour.
Kevin.
Oh, then yes, it will have been an hour gone.
Okay.
For sure.
Can I restore my spell slot? We calling that a long rest?
No, restoration of spell slots for a bard is long rest.
Yeah.
Which is 8 hours.
Which is 8 hours.
Shit, right.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. No worries.
We're all
Better hope we
learning.
don't get
We're all
caught.
learning magic.
I mean, we could go what's the time now? Sorry. God of being, what is the time now?
Maybe a survival check.
What is the clock saying?
What is the clock
What is the
doing?
clock doing?
Survival. That's
Ticking.
What's that? It's survival. That's wisdom,
talking.
isn't it?
Yes.
That should be super high. Yeah, that's 22.
22.
Yay.
At this point in time, it's getting on early evening. It's close to, you'd say maybe 5, 6 o'clock in the evening.
So if you wanted, we could go to sleep, have a good old rest, wake up at 2 a.m.
If you're taking a long rest,
What's
yes.
8 hours? Yeah. Wake
Yeah.
up at Mercy dyslexia, my ass, get out of the way. Wake up at 2 and we could do like a early morning stakeout
Yeah.
and then we've got everything ready to go just in case
Yes.
anything happens.
That seems like a good idea.
Forgive me, somehow I've completely forgotten. But what time does the sun rise in general around here?
This point in the cycle with
Oh, we're spring, aren't we?
this place on the earth, usually 8-ish, 9-ish, 8-ish in the morning, sorry.
So we'll have about 5 hours when we get there. If we're
Ish.
going to wake up at 2 and it's about an hour's walk.
Yes.
So that gives us a good
Nice
window.
time.
Yeah.
Crazy though, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
so-
we do that then.
All right.
Okay.
Take a long rest.
Oh, good. Oh, how exciting. Our first proper mission.
Sleepover.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
So you're all taking a long rest.
Mm-hmm. Good night.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You rearrange your room to make sure that it is comfortable enough for you to sleep in, since it has been overturned by Inquisitor
Oh
Helis.
yeah.
Mm.
Can't really have to.
Where are people sleeping? There are 2 beds in here. Single beds.
We've got our room, so
Oh, you're going over to your room
potentially.
anyway.
Well,
Fantastic.
unless you think
Yes.
it's better that we're all together. Sorry.
Tony will go to our room.
Yeah, lovely.
Okay.
You head on over to your respective rooms, you bed down, and you try and get rest in preparation for whatever this night holds. And I think that is a perfect place for us to take our break.
Yeah.
Join us in a couple of minutes, and we will see how on Earth, or how on Ilsanzia, this is going to go. Join us in a couple of minutes, guys. And welcome back. So, adventurers, you are just settling down for a long rest, which is 6 hours of sleep, 2 hours of light activity. Is there anything in particular you would like to do during your long rest?
Yes.
Yes.
I will sit cross-legged on the floor, kind of fists pressed together, because it's sort of a little monk pose, and I'm going to commune with my ancestors. And I'm going to set up my my spirit tails, basically.
Yes.
So I'm going to reach out into the great wide beyond and summon forth 2 tales from my ancestors' history.
Fantastic. So, we had a little conversation about this, and we've tweaked it slightly. I'm just reminding myself. Roll your bardic inspiration die a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus.
So 2, I think.
It should be 3.
3, sorry.
Level 5.
I'm level 5.
No.
And it's a d6, so... Okay. 2, 5, 6.
2, 5, and 6. So
5 and
they are the spirits with which you now can communicate with. You retain these stories until you complete a long rest. As a bonus action, on your turn, you can expend a bardic inspiration die to use a spirit tale.
Okay, so I think Siggy's just going to commune in within his quiet state. He summons forth the tale of the renowned duelist, the tale of the Avenger, and the tale of the Traveller. So I will save those and use them at a later date.
Fantastic. Is there anything visible about your person that changes whilst this particular ritual goes on?
I think if anyone were watching, there's just a kind of cool breeze that plays through the open window. I assume the window's still open.
It's up to you.
Yeah, cool breeze kind of whips through the open window, maybe stirs up his hair a little bit, which billows in the wind. And his tattoos sort of faintly glow a little bluish grey colour. And should you be looking very closely, you can see faces kind of shimmer in the moonlight that kind of pop up here and there over his shoulder, and just like looking down on him, smiling. Various dwarven faces that smile down upon him and bestow upon him these epic tales that have been told to him and handed down over generations.
DM's inspiration.
Oh, stop!
Gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful
stuff.
Is that the first flavor boner of the campaign?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Flavor boner.
Flavor boner.
I don't know if we're allowed to say that, but...
Yeah, you are. I've said fuck a number of times already.
Oh, I've said fuck
I know.
so many times.
There you go. So,
People are scared of bonus.
I know I certainly am.
Go ahead.
Moving swiftly on. Yes.
Sorry. Just while we're short resting, it's the first time Cricket has stopped since he's left his wee bro. So he's just gonna sit and think about his pal.
Lovely. Okay. Fantastic. You just play over in your mind that final moment, that final single image of your partner as they shoved you down the hole and turned away from you. And that just replays over and over in your mind. But you all sit. Anything else?
I'm sorry.
You're quite alright.
What?
You have to ask.
We're just like... I was like, cool,
maybe I
play
would
D&D,
do.
and then you two are like breaking our hearts.
Yeah.
Oh, cool, I'm going to bring up my trauma now.
We're all going to trauma dump episode 3.
Episode 3.
Oh gosh, no.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
We've got a delirious Kendall today.
Kendall's trauma bag is very deep.
Bracket Kendall's back.
Yeah.
Anything that you two would like to achieve on your long rest?
I mean, Toni will just do what you've probably seen her do quite a few times, and just before she goes to sleep, she'll just sit have a little meditate for a few minutes. Just quiet. She doesn't say anything, but she's just sitting there. And yeah, just before she goes to sleep.
Make me a religion check. You can use your wisdom if you prefer.
I'm scared. I think they might be the same. Alrighty. Oh my god, I'm nervous.
Cleric doing a religion roll. It's better be good.
Imagine that.
It's a natural one.
Oh my god!
It should be 5.
You're too good.
You jinxed it. Look at that little skull thing.
You need to cleanse those dice.
Yeah, let's
that the
screen
first
those
one?
good vibes into
Your
those
first
dice.
one?
Plus
Your first.
Plus 4, so
That was
5.
like a four.
5.
Averin's like, 5, bitch.
For the most part, the gods are separate from the material plane. There are occasions in which their influence can be felt by select few individuals. It is not always when you send a prayer that you feel comfort or accompaniment with something, and this is one of those times. There is no sense of companionship. There is no sense of not feeling alone. But you know from experience, over the cycles that you have been a follower of your god, that doesn't mean that you are alone.
Yeah.
So, has everyone done everything they can with their long rest?
I think I'll spend the last hour with Kevin.
Yeah?
Just whilst I've got him.
Kevin.
And then
Mr. Kevin.
and then when he like finishes. No.
Should we roll that
Yeah,
back a wee bit? Yeah,
Redo.
So I'll spend the last hour with Kevin. And when his time of being Kevin comes to an end.
Yes. This
today,
is Animal Companion, isn't it?
Fine for you.
Fine for familiar,
I
sorry.
have it for 2 hours essentially. So
You have it for. Is it just 2 hours?
Yes, the
Does it
same.
not last until you?
not with this.
Not with druids. This is why I'm
Yeah.
getting confused.
And then Kevin will come to the end.
Okay. We might look at that because I don't like that you only get that for 2 hours. But we'll go
And
over
then
and discuss that.
Kevin will he'll kind of do in reverse what happened. And
Yes.
She'll then take the constellations and she'll kind of start circling around her body, and then she'll use that to head into her trance.
Lovely.
And
Fantastic.
then she'll trance out for
Gorgeous.
4 hours.
With a sort of ruffle of feathers that you are familiar with. You know that Kevin's time is coming to an end. And with one last beat of the wings, as they arc upwards, the very tips of those feathers start to drift off into starlight. And as you quite rightly described, this bird-like figure then turns into this ethereal nebula of starlight that surrounds you, and you draw it into yourself, and just this little perimeter of stars fades. They are, with a keen eye, you can still see that they are there, slightly surrounding you as you
I
meditate.
feel like as the 4 hours kind of pass, you'll see them just kind of like shoot into her, and that's kind of like recharging
Love that.
her energy.
Gorgeous. Beautiful.
Don't leave her on charge all night though, because that's going to ruin your battery.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that does happen.
Fantastic. With that being said, if no one else has anything else to attend to, you come to the end of your long rest. It is roughly 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, jeez.
The sky outside is a deep, dark blue. A plethora of stars dapple the sky, some of which you can see behind large blocks of cloud that drift over. And as these clouds drift, you can see that they cover the 4 moons that hang in the sky of Ilthansia.
How big are the windows?
They're roughly, 2.5 feet by about 1.5 feet?
Could a human sit?
Yeah.
Okay,
You
I
can
think
just about.
because I'll be done way before everyone else. I'll sit with my feet out the window,
Fantastic.
and I'm just gonna just stare up
Okay.
at the stars and just see, and just have a little look.
Wonderful. Well, are you looking for anything specific?
No, just looking up and seeing what's
You're just
there.
looking up and seeing what you can see. I'll tell you now that... Yeah, that's quite all right, don't you worry. What you can see right now, at this particular time of the year, you can see the Amphisbaena, the Scales of Atna, and Nesha Leon Syrinx, the Valkyrian.
Goddamn.
I will give you the spelling of that later.
Not just made a world, he's made the stars in the sky.
3 constellations that you are very familiar with.
Cool. Do any of them? I don't know. Do I know of any of those constellations that kind of give a sense of hope, or right direction, or wrong direction, or?
You know that the Amphisbaena depicts a monster that is a 2-headed serpent, the serpent with a head at either end, and some people think of this as opposing forces, choices to be made. You know the Scales of Atna are ones of balance and akin to the Amphisbaena, but a slightly different thread. Nesha Leon Syrinx you will actually know as a hero of the first Cataclysm. They were it is said that they were a favoured champion of the god Dogon Vent, which you would know is one of the creator gods. And they fought in the first Cataclysm when the Fallen rose up against the creator gods and their children.
I think she'll reflect on
The Amphisbaena.
and
It's a bit of a mouthful.
yeah, and she'll just kind of draw that parallel of those choices that were made today, and it doesn't necessarily mean that one was right and one was wrong, but I think she'll kind of look to Toni and kind of with a sense of pride that she's made a choice that's maybe not the comfortable one for herself, and she'll just sit and kind of use it as a bit of comfort.
Lovely. And the clouds steadily parade over the sky until you all awake. What would you like to do, adventurers?
Well, Siggy's gonna get dressed because he sleeps naked.
With Cricket in the next book.
He has no shame.
Just keep your eyes straight up. Don't look out of sight. You don't know what you might see.
Absolutely no shame whatsoever. He's just face down,
Incredible.
drooling, cheeks
Right up Main Street.
Jack. Absolutely. So he's gonna get dressed. I think. Yeah. No, I'm gonna leave my great axe behind and just take hand axes because I want to be as indiscreet as discreet as possible. Sorry.
Are you leaving anything else in the room?
No.
Okay.
I will take most of my stuff.
We've got a window in this room, haven't we?
Well, I'll leave my
Yes.
backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to leave my backpack. I don't need all that stuff. But I will take the hempen rope.
Okay.
I will take that. Sling that over one shoulder. And then maybe wake the others if they haven't already.
By this point in time, everyone else has stirred.
I take it. Well, I'll just have a little peep out the window, see if the street's quiet.
Streets are quiet. You can see the warm orange glow of torchlight and candlelight that occasionally dapples the streets, pouring out from the windows of those that are still awake at this hour.
Reprobates.
There is an occasional iron guard
Okay, I was going to ask if there are patrols or...
There are patrols. These seem to be more of the regular patrols that you have seen in other cities. 1, 2 guards at a time with torches that parade around the streets of Dolomus.
Just guards, though, no cloaky guys.
Iron Inquisitors.
Yes, sorry.
Not that you can see.
Okay, perfect. Well, should we go and see if the others are awake?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna go over to Toni and Willow's room. Just. Good morning.
Hello. You ready?
Ready?
Let's go. To get up.
Just, yeah. Give me a minute.
Toni,
Hmm?
get a move on. And I'm gonna. I think. Who is gonna benefit from this most? I think as we walk, I'm gonna disguise self first of all,
Yes.
obviously, and as we walk, I want to just lean. Unless anyone has anything else. Then.
How long will it take us to walk there? Did you say?
Edwin.
Roughly an hour.
Okay, I'm gonna hold off.
And as we walk, I'm gonna sidle up to Cricket and just be like, "Did I ever tell you the tale of how I escaped from Tilly Creek?"
No.
Well,
Well, we got a bit of a tit for tat going on here. Do you want to start?
Let me tell you a story. And I'm going to describe, like,
Will you roll for poison touch?
Yeah. Thankfully, you're wearing. Thankfully, you're wearing clothes. So you don't need to.
the cloak. We got the cloak. Don't touch me there.
And I'm gonna launch into the story of how Siggy disguised himself in the first place as Edwin and managed to make his way out of Tilly Creek, travel all the way through the South Forest. Yeah, the river forest to Dolomus. It's a long story, so I'm not going to go into detail. But you gain the benefit of the tale of the traveller. I'm going to use one of my bardic inspiration slots to give Tale of the Traveller to Cricket. So the target gains temporary hit points equal to a roll of your bardic inspiration die. You get 5 extra temporary hit points. Plus my bard level, so 8.
What?
8 temporary hit points. Whilst you have those temporary hit points, your walking speed increases by 10 feet and you get a +1 bonus to AC.
Oh, support. So, sorry. So 10,
very nice
8
class.
temporary hit points.
8 temporary hit points
Plus 1
to
to
AC.
AC.
And your walking speed increases by 10 feet. So you're on 40.
Does it state walking speed or does it
Yes.
state movement speed? Sorry. Because this will affect my climbing.
Walking speed.
Walking
it just
speed,
says
that's
walking
right.
speed,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I would assume that is all movement. Yeah.
Sorry, say that again.
His walking speed increases by 10 feet. So is that all movement?
If it specifies walking speed,
Just walking.
it's walking speed.
No vert.
Unless your climbing speed is equal to your walking speed,
Tis.
then yes.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
There you go.
You're up.
Tales from the Beyond.
I feel amazing. I'm just gonna fucking sprint a lap of the bedroom.
It's a good story, huh?
Wait, are we left the inn?
Is that when
Not
we've,
yet.
Is that when we've left, or are you guys still?
At any point,
I
just wanna,
assumed you were still in the tavern.
Yeah.
We need to conceal this.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking
We do.
burst. I'll go
We
full
should buy
movement
clock.
and dash and bonus action dash
Yeah.
and just run. What that'd be 45 times 3.
45 times 3 is 135.
So I'll do that in 6 seconds around the room.
You know what? Sometimes when you crunch the numbers and you
Innit?
apply physics,
You look at the
D&D,
maps, you're like,
he's burning a hole in the floor. But yes, you run very, very quickly
Yeah.
around this room.
You may thank the ancestors.
well, thank you. You need to tell me some more stories sometime. That was amazing.
They said you're welcome.
Oh, how long am I gonna feel like this for?
That's a good question. DM, it doesn't specify how long this actually lasts.
I will find out for you now.
It does say whilst you have these temporary hit points. So if he loses the temporary hit points, he loses all those benefits.
There you go.
Sure. Okay, so up to a long rest or when I get whacked.
Yes.
Killer.
For more than 8. See them try to hit you at that speed.
Sweet. I'm ready to go. Anyone want to do anything before we
I'm good. I'm very excited, I must say.
Oh, me too.
This is the biggest thing we've done since we've known each other, so
Yeah.
I hope that it goes real well. Thank you for asking us to come aboard.
Oh, thank you. If all goes well, I might get to see my partner again, so I'm very happy.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
You look pained.
I'm so excited.
How excited?
Very.
Scale of 1 to 10.
10.
Make me a deception check.
With disadvantage?
I'm not going to be that mean. Not on this one.
What you getting at 20?
I know. 11.
You can insight that if you'd like.
I think it's pretty close.
I want to insight that.
I'd like to
No.
know.
Insight that. That one.
Well, you missed. 9 plus. Oh, stop. Insight plus 5.
14.
14. Line through.
Just 9. It's just...
Yeah.
I fully buy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, she
That's the attitude we like.
She perks up in the night.
The nighttime makes me so happy. Let's go.
Indeed. Let's go.
Can you see in the dark?
Yes.
No. No, you
I can, but
I think Siggy leads the way.
I
even though he
cannot.
has no idea
Well,
what
I can see quite far. I can help you guys out, but I want to do it a little bit when we're closer to the house.
Sure. I mean, I'll take all the help I can get.
Are you gonna be alright for now?
Yeah, I'll be all right. Just walk straight into a wall.
I'll be fine.
Yeah. Why don't you hop up on my back for a little while?
Edwin, I thought you'd never ask.
Just until we get there.
Are you under the cloak again?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
Look up.
Don't know.
I've made a little hammock for myself out of Siggy's hair at the back.
Well, that's going to be matted in the morning.
Watch the braids.
Oh, I made these braids. Oh,
Oh.
did you like them the way they were?
No, it's very impressive.
All right. Well,
Traditionally, only women really wear this many braids in their hair in my culture, but this, it works for me. I
well,
like it.
traditionally hammocks are made out of rope, but I'm making do with what I can.
Touche.
Tush.
should I climb your back?
If you want to, I think you can walk though.
Okay,
No.
that's fine.
Do you
that's fine.
want a
No,
piggyback,
you're fine.
Willow?
It's okay. They just seem closer and they've known each other less. It's fine.
Get on
And
my
then she'll
back.
walk forward.
Get on my back.
No, she's gone.
I think can Siggy lead the way, even though he has no idea where he's going.
Yeah.
I've got
This way, friends.
I've got the most movement speed, and I'm just piggybacking.
Yes, but you can't see.
It's like you've had a couple of extra shots in your coffee and you're like, oh my God,
It's like me.
I can't move.
Yeah.
It's like me this morning.
Yeah.
I'm drumming on your.
Stop that.
I need to do
I will
something.
say that when we get like half an hour in, that's when I'll do something. So just let
Sweet.
me know when
Shall
we
do.
get there.
You head on down to the ground floor of the Stew Pot Tavern.
Head on
Trayfon
down.
is nowhere to be seen, but burning away are those same warm coals underneath the titular stew pot that... titular. Careful. Don't get too excited now. The titular stew
How
pot
titillating.
of said tavern. Quietly make your way out onto the streets of Dolomus and through some well-pointed direction from Cricket, you start to head off in the direction of the
Direction
guild
from
district.
cricket.
Well, you are the only one who knows where they are going to. You are going to have to direct Siggy. So you are now... I'm going to ask you
Yes.
to make me a straight intelligence check, and that is going to be coupled with Siggy's survival check.
May I?
You may do dependent.
I don't
I've
want
got
to bring
one as well.
attention to ourselves. I know we all have dark vision apart from you, but I do have a torch. So perhaps if I light my torch,
It's up to you.
what do you
Your
think?
your cloak comes around like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I invert when I hang so my head is just dangling like a little ball sack, so I can look out from between his legs and direct him?
I am going to tell you now that although you are a very talented Grung. That is going to require some endurance checks.
I was going to tie my legs on with his hair.
You will blood.
There is still quite a lot of blood rushing to your head, good sir.
I'll give you that. Go ahead.
To maintain that position for an extended period of time might have some adverse effects on your constitution. You can give it a go if you want to, but...
What do you think the best plan here? Would you like me to be able to see so I can tell you where we're going, or would you want to...
You can peek out from behind the cloak.
I'll peek out from behind the cloak.
Peek out from behind the cloak.
That's a great
We'll be in regular correspondence about the direction in which we'll go.
I wish I thought of that.
So you peek out from behind the cloak to give directions. Straight intelligence check, survival check for you,
Beautiful.
Siggy.
May I guide myself?
For this, yes.
Done.
I've put the fear of the gods in Dewi now for guidance, and I feel really mean.
Ancestors guide me. What are we doing? Survival. Woo, baby!
Survival.
23.
Very nice.
And mine's
Natural- Yeah, sorry, 19 on the dice's plus 4. That's 20.
Straight intelligence.
Straight intelligence.
12.
12? It's not bad. It's not bad. You are
Couple of
relaying
nonsense.
instructions, which is not the hardest DC, and certainly with a survival check that high, you two work together, and you are able to discern your path towards the guild district. Now, Cricket, you will know that there are certain entrances straight into the guild district. Are you heading to one of those, or are you trying to go for something less forward-thinking?
So
For want of a
while
better word.
me and my partner were here before we got caught, would we have had enough time to speak around, make some connections, and see if there are any sneaky ways in, or is all we know what the public would know about breaking through? I mean, walking through a gate, not breaking.
With what you know, it is possible to get over the gates.
I'm essentially asking if I can retroact the well-connected feet background,
Yes.
because we've already been here for a wee while. Would I have made that connection?
I'm going to say, in this instance,
No.
not quite.
Grand, no stress.
Through the gates then, guys.
You don't have to go to the gates. There are alternate ways. Whatever subterfuge you can think of, but I'm just giving you those options. You can either go through the gates and try and do this by the book as much as you can and get as far as you can by the book, or you can go straight subterfuge from the get-go. It's up to you. There are different possibilities for different avenues and different outcomes. So,
What do we think?
Thanks.
You guys want to talk to the guards, or do you want to try and go somewhere where there aren't so many guards?
Well, I think we've gotten in, but
Got me?
well, we're going to see. What's her name? Dilemma.
Daniela.
Daniela.
But I feel like if we dilemma. I feel like we could say that, but then what if they're like, oh, I feel like we should probably try and go somewhere where there's not as many, and we can use that as a backup.
That sounds more fun. I'm up for that.
I can be very persuasive when I want to be, but fewer numbers would be easier to deal with.
Yeah, I think less people see us, the better.
Yeah. See
that
that?
case.
So excited.
I do. I can see that 10 out of 10 now. You're right. It's really shining through.
So happy.
Just strikes a cheek.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, let's go.
In that case, we want to take the second left, see, all right?
Okay.
and you take a left. So you are not heading directly to the gates.
No, we're going to find a quieter patch.
Wonderful. Okay. In this instance, then, Siggy, make me an investigation check.
Boy.
Investigation or perception?
Or perception.
Mm-hmm.
Can I help him at all?
I'm gonna do perception because it's better.
I'll allow it. Go on.
Help action.
Help.
Oh baby.
Help.
So useful.
Didn't help a whole bunch. 11.
11.
Ah, balls. I could have guided.
It takes you longer than you would have liked, but you eventually find a spot along the fence, this wrought iron fence that separates the guild district from the rest of the districts. And you think that you could potentially hop over this particular section. The fences stand 7 to 8 feet high. So a little bit higher than the average medium-sized humanoid.
Just for funsies, can I try and bend the bars? How thick are these bars? Are they like...
They aren't thin.
Uh-huh. Thick.
Thick.
But Siggy's
with
arms are
2
thicker,
Cs.
right?
Siggy's arms are unequivocally thicker. Are they stronger than iron? We're about to find out. You can roll me an athletics check if you would like.
Guidance.
Golden tongue, iron biceps.
May I guide myself?
I will give you guidance on this one.
Hey.
Stand back.
Shall I help?
Wait. Stand back, Frog. You're on my back. Never. Stand back, ladies.
You want to keep a lookout? I think we're about to do something pretty illegal.
Acrobatic. No.
Athletics. You cannot acrobat your way to bending
Cannot
bars.
acrobat your way.
That'd be a cool 24.
A cruel 24.
I have a +9 to athletics.
That's pretty good. You strain
Yeah.
and you strain. Yeah. Something shifts within inside you that you think maybe should have stayed in one place, which is not good.
Sorry,
and
that
you'll
was
deal with
me.
that in the morning. Inside him, not his cloak. There's a difference. That would be very worrying.
Not much.
You attempt to try and bend these bars. Unfortunately, these are solid metal bars, and unfortunately, that is just shy of what you needed for that particular.
Couldn't I have a
roll.
12, not an 11?
It's
Okay.
It's unfortunately too difficult for you to bend wrought iron.
No man could penetrate these bars. I'm no
Good
man.
to know.
Well, I just bam.
Oh, yes.
Magneto style.
Jesus Christ.
Doesn't exist in this particular pantheon, but
Over it is.
over it is.
How are we gonna go? Can I take my hempen rope and launch it over the fence?
It's only 8 feet, right?
Okay, I'll just try and climb the bars then.
Athletics
Go
check,
for the
please.
rope. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh well, I'll chuck the rope over just in case anyone needs any help, and then I will scamper up.
Athletics check.
Guidance.
Yeah.
I'm almost bleeding for this guy.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
no,
all,
no.
before this, all of us will just be like,
Yeah.
there's like 3 of
I think
us
that's
there.
technically what it should be,
Literally,
though, isn't it?
all of
You
us
do
are
just
like,
give a
okay.
moment.
Ancestors guide me.
I'm just standing there going, what are you guys looking at?
Oh dear. 15.
15.
Yes. I rolled a 4 and a 2.
There's a slip of a foot, but without too much trouble, you manage to get yourself up and you mantle the bars. You swing a leg over and manage to lower yourself down, landing on the floor.
Dope. Grung in tow. I'm gonna tie.
Oh, was Cricket still on your back?
Oh, I
shit,
got
I
off.
presumed.
I was
thought
going to
when
say,
you tried
I
to-
presumed you were doing this one at the time. I'm
We
so
tried to
sorry.
go for
It
the
would be
bows.
far more difficult to carry an extra person, no matter how small they are.
You take that.
Yeah, he got off. He wasn't there.
He definitely got off.
And I'll tie off the rope just in case.
Too slow.
Just in case anyone needs to use it.
Wonderful, thank you, Sig. Who's
May
going
I
next?
look around and see if we're the only ones in this street?
You absolutely
I feel like nobody's done that
Oh,
yet.
yeah.
Are we okay?
They did ask you before as well.
Not one!
Yeah.
Fucking guys, coast is clear, let's go.
Wait, are you
Sick.
sure?
Who said that?
Well, perception is a 6 total, so
It's fucking A game, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Are you going next?
How wide are the bars?
They're less than a foot wide.
may I step through them?
No, you cannot fit, unfortunately.
Wow, a rare hard no from the DM.
Unfortunately, yes.
I thought D&D was inclusive.
Do you know what? There are some things where if you don't know that you can't do it, I'll make you roll for it to add to the air of
To
mystery.
get stuck?
But exactly. But on this particular occasion, it's fairly obvious that there's no way in the hells or heavens that you are ever getting through these bars.
That's absolutely good. I do have a 15-foot high jump, so I will hop over.
And with a single bound, you manage to spring over.
Right.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh my god. Wow.
Alright,
This
Tony,
is
you're
what
up.
she like.
Me?
And now it is Antonia and Willow.
You want me to?
Why not?
What are you?
I'll catch you.
Okay.
Use the rope if you want me to.
Okay. I'm gonna guide myself.
I I didn't realize you were a bard as well.
Yes.
Wow!
Yep.
Kendall is. Tony's not.
There.
No, it's not. Yes, guidance. And I will try and...
Athletics check, please.
Come on.
Okay. Cool. So that
Willow,
would be...
from off to your left down the street, you can
Jesus.
start to see the faint glow of orange light that's steadily getting tiny.
Be quick, be quick.
Okay.
Be quick.
Kendall's just doing maths.
Okay, pause.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Hey, beautiful.
With
Parkour. Sorry, carry on.
incredible. With an ease that you would not expect from this particular tiefling.
How
Though you are not unfit, you do not necessarily look the most athletic. You manage to show up even Siggy in this particular instance, and using the rope that they have given you, you manage to land on the other side.
Superhero.
That torch light is getting brighter, Willow.
Okay. Guys, get rid of the rope. Get rid of the rope.
Uh,
Do I look
okay.
like it?
Oh.
I don't
You
think I'd be able to
okay?
get up and earlier by the time then.
I tell you what, make me an intelligence check.
Oh,
I'm still gonna get rid of the rope.
why do you keep doing that?
Okay.
10.
10. You,
Guys, get rid of the rope. Get rid of the rope.
Are you
Get rid of
okay?
the rope.
Are you okay?
Shut the fuck up. Get out of the way.
What's up?
Hide.
Hide. Is there any way to hide?
you can enter into the district and start making your way away from this,
Okay.
Fence.
Give me gate, fence, and then I take it there's a big path here, so it's just
Yes,
clean
yes.
road, okay.
There is a stretch of street that runs parallel to the actual fence, but then there are other avenues that lead into the district.
Okay. I think I personally will duck down an alleyway. Just quick.
Fantastic. You do so.
Yeah, but
Wonderful.
she's very kind of...
Stealth
No,
check.
I'm
not
gonna
happy about
go.
leaving.
I'm gonna go on to the roof of the nearest alleyway, so I can have a view on what's going on. And
Okay.
make
Are you
sure-
going straight from where you are towards one of the buildings?
No, so I'll go into the alleyway.
You're going to go
and
into
then
the alleyway.
up.
Okay, so primarily, stealth checks from everybody, please. Willow, in this moment, what are you doing is that orange light is, you
Are
can
they-
see now there's a flickering to denote that the torch light is almost at the corner.
All right, I didn't want to use it, but she's just gonna go. Once she sees that they're all safe, that everything's clear, she's just gonna like turn and she's gonna take a step. And as she takes a step, she just goes, and she's gonna just teleport behind the bars.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, is that with Misty Step?
That's weird. Starry step.
Starry Step. Fantastic. You take one step and
Sorry, starlight step.
Starlight Step, that's quite all right. You take that step, and as your foot rests on the floor, there is a ripple that runs up your entire body, and your entire form goes almost invisible in this darkness as your entire form turns into constellations and starlight before it coalesces into a single point of light that then fires through the gate, and you apparate on the other side. You just keeping going.
And then I'll just keep walking.
You
And
feel
find
that
somewhere there.
orange light start to flicker at the back of you, but you just keep walking as two iron guards 30 feet behind you on the other side are just patrolling that perimeter. But you have managed to not catch their gaze.
Can I just keep an eye out, like looking back to see that they're gone?
Yes, you can. And after about 2 minutes, that orange light starts to flicker and fade off into the distance.
Coast is clear.
Okay. You are all now in the guild district.
Are we still stealth checking? Or not?
You've, did I ask you for those stuff?
did. I just want to reveal that I got a natural 20. That's all I want to say.
How dare you?
I sat on that for so long and I was so excited, and then you didn't ask for it, and I was like,
I'm
please.
so sorry. I
Please.
forgot that I was asking for them. What did you all get, actually? Yes, because actually
Maybe
what
I
I've
should-
said...
maybe I shouldn't have done that.
What
for
I was
you
going
guys,
to
but-
nat
what
ones
I've
over
said
here.
to
Fuck the
Willow might change here.
Okay, I still have guidance
I'm
up.
so
I think
sorry.
it lasts for a minute.
No, it's worth.
Have
getting
you
that
used
20.
it?
Oh, yes, I've used it.
It gets
sorry.
expended. It's a concentration for 10 minutes
It's
until
like
you
asking
use
to
it.
teach about the whole thing, isn't it?
In that case, I got a. God, what did I get? 14.
14.
Oh, great.
17.
22.
No.
Jack, put it down.
I'm so sorry about this, guys. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's
This is
definitely
my
worth
fault.
it. Definitely worth it.
No, fair play. I was about to ask.
Okay, I feel less bad.
What did you get, Siggy?
14.
14.
Help me
Most
with my
clothes are
natural
just too
20.
big.
I'll hide him with my cloak.
It's this giant booty just sticking out behind the wall. Am I hidden?
That's not working. Bring it up, please. I need stats. Thank you.
Oh god, I feel really bad.
Jack's created a full life for these guards that we've just stormed past.
Oh, these guards have stats. Oh, absolutely.
Have these
What
guys
did you get?
14.
14. Okay. Should have guided myself again. Addendum. Oh no, you got a natural 20, didn't you?
Natural 20. It's not like just gonna bounce everything out with it, you know?
There is a beat where the torchlight does not fade. And if you look, do you look back or?
I can only just like over my shoulder, just to...
You look back, and the two guards are looking down the alley that you are walking as you just hear this of Siggy
Am I up
colliding. You are safely hidden.
Sorry, up on the roof having a look as well.
Yes. So you can just about see this. But after a moment, you continue forwards and they continue on. A natural 20, definitely counting there.
Thank you. It's the only-
Good thing you
Threw him
rolled.
under the bus.
Good thing you rolled that natural 20.
I wouldn't have said anything otherwise.
Should have guided myself again. Oh well.
You are now inside the guild district. What would you like to do?
I guess
we-
we'll get you back hidden.
Yes, so we're going straight to Lady Oligarchy's.
Well, we don't even want to be in the guild district. We want to be in the inner district, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That is
Oh,
correct.
But the inner district is adjacent on the
It's on the
north.
opposite side. You basically have to travel through a fair portion of the guild district.
Okay.
But she owns loads of stuff. She owns the woodworking guild or something.
Yes, indeed.
But it's also the middle of the night, so there's
Yes.
How long have we been going now?
After all of this, over half an hour.
Okay. Cool. So once we all reconvene, are we reconvening? You're still on the roof.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. You are. I was like,
Break the
oh,
leg.
you just do what you want to do. My leg. I.
So loud.
Toni would just be
You're
like,
like open fracture bones.
come here. Come here. Okay. That's okay. So, she's gonna hold her holy symbol.
Willow immediately goes,
Watch this.
Why are you looking so smug?
And with her eyes closed, there'll just be like the faintest kind of pulse wave of like moonlight that surrounds us and then dissipates. As I will use Eyes of Night, so all four of us can now see 300 feet in the dark.
What? That's so far.
That's so fun!
So you just like, I can see everything.
You good? Can you Cricket?
Uh,
You can see? Yes?
welcome to the night.
I can see everything.
as if it were daylight.
Is that what you look like?
I mean,
At
yeah.
night.
Cool, I think it worked.
Your eyes are like really
Definitely.
gently starry.
Yeah, they
I
are.
thought it only did that when you did some silly stuff.
No, if you look closely, they're always like that.
What do your eyes do?
Judge.
Yeah, I can see that actually. I can see that.
You okay then?
I'm ready. I'm
We-
ready. Oh yeah.
Cool,
Let's do it.
alright.
Okay, let's go.
Got it. Yep.
To Delafiline's house.
Dilla to do.
To Cara Delevingne's house, yes.
Cara Delevingne's house.
here.
So with that in mind, do I need to?
Hello, ma'am.
You can walk on your own now.
I can. I mean, I have the capacity to walk. I don't have the. I still look like
Can have the
Cricket.
ability.
That's but I mean we're in darkness, so like there's nobody around, right?
Jackety. Is there anyone around?
That's what we
You
think.
can make a perception check. That's an assumption.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Like 2:30.
Oh, it's 5 plus 5 is a nice middle of the road 10.
You can't hear anything.
I'll be fine on my own. Don't worry about me.
Okay. If you would like to creep up under my cloak again, just let me know.
I'll give you a little tickle if I need to.
Or magic.
Didn't realize it was
Down, Bessie.
Read it. Open invitation. Or...
It's a good thing.
Are
Toni
you
wrote
trying in this moment to make your way through the guild district stealthily?
that. I think yes.
Do you want help?
Absolutely.
Alright, she's going to do that same thing she did earlier today. Take out some things, scratch, crush it.
And watch
Stars will then fall on us all, and
Perception
I'll
check.
cast pass without trace on us all.
Beautiful.
Siggy Band.
I feel like I know you well enough to watch when you're casting spells now.
Is this, sorry, are we doing the kind of stealth where you're like proper sneaking, or are we doing the kind of stealth where we're just trying to look as...
Have you seen that scene in Emperor's New Groove where Kronk goes to dispose of the body?
Perception
I
check.
can't pull it. I can't pull it.
Have a guess at what I rolled.
Natural one.
Natural one.
Yeah, you got it right.
Kendall, your dice rolls make me feel so much better because as I have such a curse on my own, it's nice to know that someone else's.
I should throw them all away.
I mean, give them to me, I'll have them.
You don't want them?
I do.
Well, actually, no, you
I was going to say, I will people, it will not
You can
affect me.
have the
I've
cursed
got
dice.
you 2 of those sets.
You do.
And look how they're doing. Natural one.
They're hurting me, Ben.
As with Cricket, you cannot hear anything that you think might betray other individuals that would want to
Yep.
spot you. You throw up this beautiful nebula of starlight, and you let it drift down upon each and every person, and the shadows cling to them, just ever so slightly more. You all now have Pass Without a Trace cast upon you. So, as you start to move forward, can everybody please make me stealth checks?
Stealthy.
New stealth or add 10 to the
New
existing?
stealth. New stealth checks as things have happened, spells have been cast, and you are now adding plus 10.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Well, I rolled a 2.
Better than 1.
You have a good plus, though.
Gives me a total of 22.
That's
That's
great.
With
Rogues.
Pass Without Trace, though.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
Pass Without
still.
Trace.
I got a stealth 15.
15,
I got 26.
26,
23.
23. Those are pretty good stealth rolls. Survival check from you, please, Siggy. Intelligence check from you,
doesn't count.
please, Cricket.
Guidance.
God, I'm
We're
so...
just trailing behind.
Ancestral
I
guidance.
didn't know they were doing this.
I'll take it.
Now, I can't quite remember which way it is.
Oh,
Maybe
come
if
here,
somebody...
Cricket, and I'll just...
Oh, that feels...
Without kissing him,
Poison.
and I'll poison
What?
over Toni. Toni vomits over Siggy, and then it's...
Yeah.
It's a
I
whole
cast
thing.
guidance.
Oh, please, thank you so much. Well, I missed.
You do that wrong.
I do, I don't. 19 plus a straight intelligence, so 19. Would you mind rolling me a d4?
Oh, do you yourself?
It's your guidance.
Aww.
That's a cute thing.
That's a 3.
That's good.
22.
I got a 19. for survival.
Fantastic. That is a great set of rolls. Even though you are moving stealthily, it is more the active art of not being seen physically. After that, you can move with a certain amount of pace, and with those rolls, you make very good time. And within roughly 25 minutes, you have padded your way to the perimeter of the inner district, beyond which lies the estate of the late Lady Dufana Olagiana. And that, I think, is the perfect point to stop here. And we will see how well you do at traversing this next section of the city of Dolomus next time. Thank you very much to Kendall for some fantastic chastised Antonia roleplay. Thank you to Willow for some great mechanical spell casting. Thank you to Siggy for your wonderful attempt at trying to manhandle an entire wrought iron fence.
Well, you know.
And almost making it.
And always making it. But thank you to Pete as well for your fantastic skills in guiding this party to where you want to go. As per usual, thank you very much to you at home most of all for watching. Join us next time for episode 4, where the players keep trying to stealth through the city of Dolomite.
Yeah!
But for now, keep on keeping on, adventurers. Peace and love. Good night. Thank you.
Night.